Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Friday. Here we are. Um, Last stream of the week, and I think we're going to complete my list of things I came up with for that poll a couple days ago and do an offshore rig of some kind. Um, and by rig in this case, really, I just mean a building on probably on legs in the ocean. So an artificial island, if you will. That's one building. Um, something like an oil rig, which is why I use that word, or the prison from Andor. And I'm not entirely sure what the in-world use of this is going to be, but hopefully we'll figure it out as we go along because that will make our life easier. Um, I think for our starting point, I'm going to create us an ocean so we have something to build on top of. And don't get too excited. It's not going to be that interesting. We're just going to take this cube and we're going to make, this is a 2-meter cube. So let's multiply it by 25. So we have a 50-meter deep cube. And then S shift Z 20. So I think, let's check our math. That should be a kilometer. Yep, a kilometer rectangle, 50 meters deep. And we're going to go change our view to allow our clip start to be 10,000 so we can see the whole thing. And that's just going to give us, we may shrink it, but that'll give us a place to put stuff. And I'm not sure we will shrink it, but we may. I was thinking about making a building approximately a city block in size, which is a, ironically, fairly fluid definition. But most city blocks seem to be somewhere between 80 and 200 meters on a side. And I was thinking we just go with a nice even 100 just to keep things straightforward. So maybe let's go ahead and create that next. And we're going to stay mesh. And we're just going to start with a cube to block some things in. I don't know that it'll stay a cube. And I want to make it 10, 20 meters high as a platform. And then S shift Z 5. So that is a 100-meter platform that is 20 meters in height. It seems like that would be a reasonably good starting point for us to work on. I'm going to apply rotation scale. Let's do the same for the ocean too. Oh, yeah. And now let's come in and I want to select these edges here. Did I miss one? I think I missed one. Yep, I missed one. There we go. And let's bevel them. Give us something that's kind of stops sign shaped. And then we're going to extrude the faces along normals and come out like that. And I'm just going to solo our thing again. Now, 3. Select these are going to be our 4 pillars that this thing stands on. And E down. Let's see, how far do we go? We don't need to go 200 meters, 50 meters, or 70 meters will be fine, I think. Yep. So we now have something floating or standing above the water, about that high. I might want it a little higher. AGZ, let's bring it up to like there. And again, then let's come through here. I don't think it's going to show if it touches the ground this far in, but let's make sure that the ground, it actually does touch the ground, just in case. All right, oh, and let's save. early and often. 220623. It's just, that is crazy to me that June is almost over. Okay. 230623. Excuse me. Yep. 230623. Live stream offshore rig. Okay. So the thing that I find most intimidating about these is just how much micro detail you see on an oil rig. It's kind of crazy how many like gantries and metal wire cages looking things and um, cranes and all. There's just a ton of detail. On the other hand, Star Wars simplifies these things nicely. Um, the one from Andor is very simple. It's pretty much just, a donut. The Colossus from Star Wars Resistance, also very simple. Um, so we don't have to go nuts making it more detailed than it needs to be, but I think we want to make it fairly detailed. So I don't know. We're gonna see what happens. Now, if this is our base platform, we need to decide what we're doing above it. And we could either extrude it up or um, we could use some generator like random starship or whatever just to create us some shapes. Both ideas have some merit, or we could just use random flow to create some stuff just on its own. I think I want to try random starship just because I like playing that way. Let's see what we get. And I there's something about using a starship that I just find super entertaining. There's the default one, but we are not going to leave it anywhere near default. So the first thing I'm going to do is come down to settings, and we're going to mirror Y as well, because I do want this to go around like that. Now, we'll leave our scale. We can build the whole thing up later, but we're going to make this much bigger, which means we're going to need to move if we want to have our things stick out, we're going to need to move them out. And maybe we don't, but that's kind of cool. Can I turn off these things and have them stay off? I don't think so, but let's see. F9, and then I'm going to change our Z scale. Yeah, no, we can't. And make that higher. That's starting to get interesting, isn't it? I think that could be cool. And one advantage to having it this way is that we are cutting the bottom off, so it gives us a better sense of what we're seeing. Front back, let's see what we get out of here. Let's take our front scale and expand it to 3. And our X depth, if we make it out, ooh yeah, that's cool. Keep going. Z depth on the front, work some of those up as well. Do we edge cut? Does that help us any? Maybe a bit, sure. And our X depth on the back, can we take it out more, or does it give us anything? Oh, it does. I mean, that in and of itself, I think, is a pretty cool start point. And I like now we've merged them together here in the center, so we have like a one building. I'm just digging on that, honestly. Let's use this to start with. S5, scale it up, and 7. Let's see. Can we scale up more? How high up do we want to go? I think that's too big, but there, like that. I mean, I think that's a good starting point. And I think that once we merge it in with this, that will be cool too. Save. I like the little towers. And this is a city block, but I want to see what a person looks like on top of this thing, just so I make sure my scale is what I think it is. Human. Oh, that's perfect. That is almost exactly what I wanted it to be. Let's go to Charlie. Yeah, we'll finish him. Finish him. And delete that. And the eyes and the teeth. So let's see. Oh, that's looking cool. So that's a good like control room size. We got a nice tower there. I feel like that is the perfect scale for what I was trying to go for here. Nailed it. um, yeah, right. So let's go to this sucker now again. Now we've got a thing on top. And I want to Alt X. No, we're going to mirror it this way and this way. Interesting. Just solo it. Oh, it's not centered. Interesting. Let's just center it. Or should be centered. I'd like it centered. I think it's going to make my life easier. Alt G. Where's my. Weird. All right. GY. I must have moved it off and then I've applied transformation. That's fine though. Object. Shift S1. Object set origin to 3D cursor. Object set origin, geometry to origin. There we go. Now it's square again. And we're gonna mirror that way too. It doesn't need to be flipped, but you know, there. Unsolo. Need to bring it back up again because we went down. GZ. Yeah, it was like about like that, right? Yep. And this needs to be Alt G. Yep. GZ. Bring it up again until we line it up where we want it with our towers. GZ. Kind of was thinking so that like it'd be like a hallway and it would actually be big enough to be a hallway. Sorry, these things on the top. So let's just G. Where's our dude? Okay, there he is. Just gonna put him there. Object 3D cursor. Origin. And I just want to make sure that looks about right. GZ. Yep, that's tall enough. That could certainly be an actual structure. So good. Maybe we don't even be quite that high. Or are we cutting in? Yeah, let's go down a little bit. GZ, it's still fine. There we go. So it's, effectively touching. Save. All right, sorry, got sidetracked. Let's play with this thing now. So we're mirrored properly. Let's just select the whole thing. And let's see what we get if we do some plate insets. Yeah, subdiv 5. Cool. Plates 500. Yeah, sure. F9. Depth of 1. Is 1 a good number for us here? Seems all right. Max 6. Subdiv of 7. Just gonna kind of play around with it until I find something I like. And we are rotationally symmetrical basically at this point, and that's important to me. I want it to continue to be that way. Let's see, clear or fill? I think I like, well, it could be either one. Let's see, clear or fill. Let's stay with, um, I think F9, clear is better. Although I don't like these lines. We're gonna have to maybe fix some of that. No, I'm not gonna restart Windows. Fill. Nope. Fill, I think, is better for what we want here, although we still get some lines either way. Max of 0.5, min of minus 0.5. Let's see, just want to get some variation into that. We can always do it again too, is the other thing. We got, yeah, feels all right. It does feel like there's more cuts on the top parts than there are on the bottom parts. And so let's cut our max down to 4. Do we want to triangulate any percentage of it? Let's say 10% of it. Let's triangulate. Get a little bit of those, oh yeah, a little of those Star Wars angles into there. And since it's all should be symmetrical, I'm kind of just focusing on the one pillar, but I think that's cool. Yeah, I like that. It's a nice and we could try a little more. If we take it triangulate to like 20, is that going to be too much? I don't know, but I like the look of 10 that we were getting. And I just like that cut there. That's cool. All right, so we'll go with that. Tab, and we got for edits, and we're not like hugely subdivided yet, which is nice because I do like having some faces that are still relatively easy to select. And I'm going to apply this just to get our geometry real again because it just helps me visualize it too if I can see it everywhere. Okay, so we've got a building. We've got these, and I don't know, antenna leading to nowhere. And they should be, yeah, we are quadratically, or not quadratically, but hitting all corners. All quadrants are going, which is not the same thing as quadratically, but let's do some playing with those. L, that's an ugly shape. L, that's a better one. Alt E on normals. Whoo, no. Alt E, undo, just select, yeah. Just make sure I don't have it floating. Alt E on normals, S Shift Z. No. S Shift Z. I don't really want to go higher. Let's see, how do I feel about that? I don't, not super into that. So let's do it again. Can I just select those and E? It's gonna go off on all sides. Yeah. And then can I select those 7 and E? Okay. Now we go to normal. SZ0. That should flatten them down, right? SZ0. There we go. Now they're flattened. Now we can connect. Let's see. 3 is going to X faces, delete those faces. 2 edge, bridge edge loops. See what it gives us. No. F, F. This one I should be able to. Edge, bridge edge loops. Yes. So if we've created something further out there now, which could be good landing platforms, is kind of what I'm thinking. That would be a good scale, I believe. Where's our dude? Let's put him out here. Dude. Object, set origin, 3D cursor. Object, geometry to origin. Yes. GZ. I feel like, yeah, that would be a reasonably good landing pad for a small vehicle. Can we make it a little bit bigger? 3, 7, S Shift Z. No, oh, go back to global. S Shift Z. No. Alt E on normals. Okay. Cool. But what's this now? 2 SZ0. There we go. And do the same thing here at the bottom. Bring it up. Cool. So there's a reasonably good landing platform. So we have 4 now on our station platform, whatever we want to call it. Like it. I do like it. It's looking cool. Save. So if we're going to do that, I think we should. Let's come through here now. Interesting how it doesn't, the geo just does not line up well, does it? It gets garbage for that. Which is weird, but you would think that it would be straight, but it did not create straight geo. We could fix that, but it's going to be a pain in our butt. Or 3, we could go with, since we know that this thing is the correct height for a Z3, we know that this could be a hallway because we measured it the right to be that. So if we put a building here on the end, then this could be a door into, then we go down the stairs and then down the hallway, and then we don't have to worry about running something along the top. That's what I'm thinking. Makes sense? To select our edges, and let's bevel them. Okay. Now, obviously, too, I guess I should say, we're doing the broad strokes of this thing. To design this so that we could get up close like this everywhere on it is going to be beyond the scope of what we can make today. And if we need to, we can come back to it. We might play with it more. But we're trying to make something that looks kind of good from like back here, not necessarily from right up close. Although we might do a right up close area and kind of hero it just a little bit so we have something kind of to show. I'm just going to create that. Okay. Let's bevel that too. Okay. let's take this section here. And let's Control R. Make ourselves an edge loop that's like there. Yep. And then Control R, edge loop there. 2. See, this is what I mean that I'm over detailing, but it's fine. Width is going to be 1.1. We'll go for a wider door. Not. So we want to just make that the doorway. Let's just make that the doorway. Don't need that. 3. That's fine. We can do that. E. There's our doorway. And make sure our dude fit in it. And he will nicely. Right? GZ. Yes, he will nicely. So we're good. Excuse me. So I do want to bling a little bit here and create some railings. So let's grab 2 all the way to here. Yeah. And then along, long, 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 and along. Right? Go that far? No, I don't think we'll go that far. I think we'll go this way instead. We'll go like this. We'll leave those off. I think that'll make it better. Right. Okay. So E GZ1 P selection. There's a 1 meter railing now that we can come through, and let's see. How do we want to break it up to give us better? Let's see that first. Okay. Going to kind of make it so that we have reasonably even support pillars for our railing. So we'll use this as our guide there. I'm not worried about making it exact, but reasonably close. I think that looks okay. And then that looks okay. That looks okay. Good. I'm just going to keep saying that looks okay, but it does, so fine. Cool. And then cool. This is the kind of thing that your level of tolerance for variance is up to you. Like that is very unscientific way of putting railing dividers onto something. But I think for me, that's going to be fine. Now, I want to insert an edge loop there. And I want to select that edge loop and EGZ 0.2. Take it up another 20 centimeters. And then I want to Q operator or modifier wireframe. We all knew this was coming, right? Let's give it like that. And we can set our wireframe. I don't like minus. Let's go to 0.025. That might be a little bit big. Control A, rotation scale. There we go. Now it's, I was like, an inch shouldn't be wide. Let's see, point. 0.05. Okay, sure. So there's a 4-inch basically railing around everything. And I'm going to bevel it too. Well, I got the polys. Just give it a single bevel cut right here. Segment 1. Just because we're adding a lot of polys to this. That's fine. I think that looks good. So now we have railings around that stuff. We don't have them other places yet, but that's fine. If this is our primary outdoor section, as it were, then that makes sense. Are they too high? Does it work? It should be 1.2 meters high. That's a high railing, but given the nature of where we are, I think it's okay. Like, you wouldn't want, I mean, seas can be choppy, high winds. That works for me, I think. Save. 31 minutes in. Cool. All righty then. Do we want to jump into texturing? We might. I think that could be a worthwhile place to be next, just to sort of start getting our vibe on for what this thing looks like. And what do we want to use? I mean, there's always the big, medium, small, whole texture, which I'm getting to the point where I feel kind of, I don't know, like I'm cheating using it all the time. Blender shaders. Z8. Let's give it back. Starships, big, medium, small. Metal sheeting. Tab A. Come on. Tab A, U, cube projection. But it's just so good. I do like it. Let's try mine, see what we get, to see how different it is. I like his better for this one. Mine's a little too pale right now. I need to make a few more. I like the yellows in his. I think they really, the yellow-blue complements each other really nicely. I do think I'm going to turn back on a mirroring because we're going to want it anyway. Cool. This one still has a mirroring on it. So we bring it into here. Tab A, U, cube projection. I mean, that's getting us somewhere real quick to start. I think we're going to want to adjust the UVs on it as we go further. I mean, I know we are, but I feel like that's a good starting point. And I do want to actually, I'm going to exit here. I'm going to apply this one just so I can Alt X and do it from this side. So now this and this are mirrored on the same place. And maybe that means it's a good time to join them. Yeah. So now everything's mirroring from the same point and it's giving us what we want. I will use my own texture for this because I like my yellow a lot. And I'm going to Control A, Control A, Control A, it's one piece, right? And I don't think this one needs to be UV'd. It's our dude. Let's go to him. So we can, now it's working even though it's not UV'd because it's procedural, and that's cool. Save. So let's keep playing a bit. Like I wanted to make these windows, so let's do that. I think this would just be a good tower window kind of vibe. And there we go. Plus assign glass window pane. Cool. So those are windows. We may adjust them because I don't really want you to be able to see inside them right now because there's nothing there. But those are giant, huge bay windows. It's like 3 people tall for, observing what we got over here. And that's cool. I like that. Then let's take these. And we got one on the other side too. Nope, it's just gonna be that. Cool. And and set them individually. What? Did I not get them all? No, I did. And and set them individually. And E. And again, because I am just weird, and set them again. And E. I'm going to assign that to the class. So now we have some smaller windows. Excuse me. Okay. And how many more windows do we want? I don't know. I do want to start fixing some of these UVs though, I think. I think it's time. L. And UV editing. A. And G. Just want to get it off the sign. I don't even really care, I don't think, too much where it is. I just don't want to have text on it. That's fine. And let's do the same thing for here. L. I don't like it there. You know what? Ooh, I do like that though. But this is just garbage. This whole section here is just ugh. So let's just select this. There we go. And U, cube projection, and scale. Does that line it up like that? Do we like that? That's okay. Fix this section here. Let's see if it's the whole thing. Yeah, sure. A, G, scale. Like that. I don't love it there. I think I like it better there. I like the breakups. I just don't want to see things that mess up our sense of scale. Like, so I think that wording, that's fine, because since we can't read it, but like weird broken up signs, just not doing it for me. And this here feels odd. So I'm going to bring it to here and here. Okay. And oh, no, 7. Um, See? I grab all of this. And that. And U cube projection. A scale. Ooh, I do like those vents though. That's cool. Get rid of that weird damaged metal look. We got the same here now too. And no, I don't have any real idea what I'm doing. I'm just pulling it out of my butt. And that's okay. Shrink it down. Is that two down? See, that doesn't feel right. Even though it's kind of neat, it doesn't match where we are. That does though. I'd like it to be the same color as that, but so it's that one there. There we go. See what I'm doing? Just sort of unifying things so there's no textures that are sticking out as inappropriate. This here, actually I am going to change, I think. Yeah, I do like that. There. Yeah, maybe I like that there too. Yeah, I think I do. Yep. Maybe I like that there. See, I'm moving it all. Like you just do it and you're like, you can spend a lot of time joinking through your materials if you're not careful too. Yeah. I mean, that's not a bad thing. There's nothing wrong with doinking through your materials, but I'm liking that. I am not liking this for my landing pads, though. I mean, I didn't think anyone would think I did, but let's just so I can see it better. Go here. And I think all of this, at the very least, needs to be one material over here, and it might well need to be something, a different material entirely. Let's see, Z8. I don't like how noticeable that scar is there. Scar scratches. Here, I kind of like the dark. Let's see. How's that? I can live with that for right now. No. I probably should pick a camera angle somewhere just to be able to return to on this thing. Let's set this as our camera. And we're going to fix that to set our camera. We might as well go with our camera. And clip end is going to be 1 kilometer. And we'll pick our lens too. Okay. Resolution. This doesn't have to be our final camera angle. It's just when I return to something or look at it, I want it to be able to just jump to it. I'll pick this side because this is the side we're editing. Yep. What are you doing, Blender? Oh, save. Okay, 44 minutes. Doing good. But we do need to start thinking about some shapes. This here is feeling a little unresolved in materials. I like it, but once it's got a material, it just feels too big. Like it needs something to break it up a little bit. Now we could come in here and edit it. This is one way we could break it up, but I don't, well, maybe. Okay. Let's see. Not gonna say no till I try it. I'm using the material cuts to create new geometry. So that panel, the only reason that panel extends is because that cut was there in the material before, and I liked it. Cool. We select all that and Shift Q. Let's go with random loop extruding on this one now so we don't break stuff. We're not looping from the source. And I'm going to set our depth to 0.5, 0.25, and 0.125. Now let's come back to that. Whew, that's ugly right now. Cuts. Sure. 2. And loop subs. Look at that. Okay, that's getting better. I just hate the Q. Fine. We're going to accept it, at least for right now. Q sharpen. Okay. All right. No hate. That's cool. And it does give us some stuff. So now we can select just that face and make it a window pane. Yeah, I like that. I think that does help. Yeah, that helps quite a bit, actually. Let's see. Is that geometry? It is not, and it totally should be, because that is cool. Tab K. And then 7. Where am I at? Where am I at? I got to there, right? Yep. K. Is it C? Yeah. Yes, it is. K and C, no sunshine band. Da-dum-tsh. KC. There. And then to there. Now, I should be able to select these new faces. Like that. Look at them all. Yep. And before I even do this, Q, mark, maybe? No. Let's do it. Fine. E, N, A, Q, Q, sharpen. That's better. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so now that mark actually cuts into our shape, and the textures and the models support each other, and I think that's really good. They don't super well here, which is too bad because I like that form there. Let's see what we can do. Let's do a little bit of kit bashing on top of that to see if we can hide that strange edge. big, medium, small. Shop variables, kit objects, trim sheet, hull. Just got hull sections, hull parts, and thinking that. And I'm going to go to local. There, boundary, local. Seems like I'm getting a lot of love on Mastodon right now. RZ, scale it in just a bit. And GZ, scale it in, move it in. RZ, bring it back out again. I kind of actually like it. I don't even mind it separated out like that, although, can we tab? Yeah, we can. Yes, we can. E. Cool. Like that. We select that and we Alt X this way and Alt X this way. And now we've nicely hidden that thing I didn't like and given us a little bit more detail at the same time. Win all across the board. It doesn't make any sense. It cuts in weird and it does not matter, particularly at the distance we're looking at, and we'll probably never look at that part of it up close. So sure. Here, I'm going to select coplanar and coplanar, coplanar. All these parts have been broken up now, but that's fine. Okay, Shift Q, random loop extrude. 1, 2, 3. All right, sure. I'm gonna have it cover 85% of the space instead of 50 for that one. I'm gonna sub it 1. I'm gonna cut it. Whew, yeah. Okay. And we got some weird, ugly shit that we don't want. But at least it's separated. L, X, vertices. Did that get what I wanted out? And keep the other stuff? Yeah, I think so. And wow. Alt Z, B, Control L, X, vertices. Okay. Got a little bit more micro detail there on the top of those. That's cool. I like that. I want to add some pipages along here, I think. Although it doesn't. Yeah, I wish these lined up properly. That would just make my life so much better. Oh well. They don't. What you gonna do? Shift G, tab, Alt hide. There we go. Shift G, coplanar. Go. Just go back to flat view for right now. Let's see. I'm just gonna select a few faces. There we go. I don't really want to grab bigger chunks off this roof is the only thing. So we'll shrink that down. Okay. Let's see what we get. I don't know, but that's half the fun, right? And we'll grab those 3 as well. All right, so we selected our roof. Shift Q, random tubes, amount 25. They're going to have a depth of 0.2, an offset maximum of 0.5. No, maximum of 1. Sure. Offset C, it's going to be all over the place. And doesn't really make a huge difference, I don't think. That's cool. I think I like that. Just to give us some cable or some pipage along this thing. F9. I'm gonna cut it once, twice, longest, max of 10, none. Maybe don't want to cut quite that much. No, I think I like it better without the cuts. I think that's cool. I wish they were straight, but I'm not gonna like wig out about it. I think that's fine. And let's see. Q, convert to mesh, tab A, U, cube projection. Actually, I don't even need to do that because I think I'm going to use my yellow. What did I call it? Grunge yellow. Yellow. Grunge yellow painted. Let's see. Yep, cool. Now that gives us some well-needed micro detail there. And I think let's do the same thing here. I'm just going to select some faces. Hopefully that's enough. Shift G, coplanar. Looks good. Shift Q, random tubes. Cuts. That's just cool looking. Already that's way better. Let's see what happens if we make them yellow. Yep, that's already just much cooler. Now, I'm gonna solo this sucker just so we can see it better. And that, and edit, and I just want to select those because we want some big pipes, I think, on that. Shift Q, random tubes. We're gonna cut it 4 times. We're gonna set our curve depth to 1, maybe even 2. Change our seed around. Why am I only getting things on the edge? Are they? They're not cutting, I think. Let's see. Oh, it's because they're not quads. Shift hide. Right. These got to be quads. 7 Q or Shift Q, right? Yeah. Mesh. Quad slice. Tangent. I didn't. Well, I mean, they can go that way. That's fine. Tab. No, 7, 9. Tab. Shift Q. Now, if we do random tubes, mount 10. That's better. F9 cuts. I think it's too small. Amount 20. Offset max 10. And F9 max of 5. Longest. No. F9 max of length of 10 again. Let's see, minimum length of 3. Does that help? Cut 1, 2, 3. You get any? Does it come back if I bring about cuts? No, it does not. This is 0 cuts. Fine. Amount 5. Seed. Okay, we'll start with that. And we want to make these geometry and fill caps. Okay, and then we're going to edit them. Actually, we're going to, I like what they are, so we're going to convert them to mesh. Then we're going to edit them. Shift G, coplanar, E, GZ, all the way up to there. Cool. There's a few. Now, can I select this again? Alt hide. And if I just wanted to select, I don't want to select. Oh, is it because I was mirrored and there's not that many faces on it? That could be. Let's apply our mirroring for right now. Or no, I think we just not use mirroring, right? Well, let's see. Apply our mirroring tab. Shift G, coplanar. Cool. Shift Q, random tubes. Let's try this again. Seed. I'm gonna undo because I just want to be able to see it without the ocean. Because I can't see what I'm doing. Shift Q, tubes, amount 15, and seed. Don't use mirror. Not that I think there is a mirror, but I'm only getting some weird corner of it though. That's just strange to me. F9. Sometimes I don't understand, and that's okay. And then can we give it a cut now and have it make anything do anything? No. Oh, we're on shortest. None. Longest on this one. Let's see. Just so we find something we kind of like. Max offset of 20. And I think we do kind of like that one. So now we can dupe this around. Okay. Where are we at? Minute 4. Wow, where does the time go? Okay. Let's Q, convert to mesh. And none of those are sticking out, so that's fine. I'm gonna try a different material on it though. I think I don't want it to be yellow as well, so we just dupe it and change it. Z8. material, grunge yellow. Let us select it, and we're going to change it to red. Red. And so let's go to shading. And here where I got my yellow picked, we're going to drop all the way down to red. That should be all it takes. Yep. Those are red. Cool. These Q convert. Have they already been converted to mesh? Are they meshes now? Let's see. Yeah, they're mesh now. Let's change this one from red to blue. A bit brighter, a bit grayer. How do we feel about that? I mean, I think it works. It works for the it works for the rig, but not the sci-fi Star Wars. Like it feels out of place given both those do, given our color choices, in all honesty. Damn it. So let's try something else. It's hoping, but it's not, they feel very clashy. And so we change this to this one. It's just lots of different colors, but kind of works. I think that's okay. It's the same to this one. Yeah, that's okay. That's all right, I think. And I just want to solo these, make sure nothing's sticking out. No, they're not. Okay. Why there are rando things hanging off the bottom, we don't know. But yeah, whatever. The advantage, because we have the center building down there too, it doesn't look as out of place as it maybe might otherwise. So I'm all right with that. Now, let's bling a little bit more. For that, we'll go to kit objects, and I think it's time for some antennas. And let's just, so I can see it better, let's just come to here and go in this mode for right now. And I just like this one a lot. Alt R, scale it in, GZ. And I think we will mirror it, at least to try it. Those four, cool. I'm okay with this decision. Let's do something up here. Ooh, that's actually really neat. I'm on local, right? Yeah. That's actually really cool. So let's keep using it. Okay, so we got our antennas sticking up there, and I like the little loop thing on it. That's cool. I want something on this side of both of those things. Let's check radars. Get a, Alt R 7 RZ 90. Now RZ minus 90. Yep. Let's see. I want my X to be 0 on it. Location X 0. No, Y, sorry. It's global. Y 0. There we go. Y. Okay. Yeah, I like that. GY. GZ. Solo sucker. Tab 2. E. GZ. Okay. Cool. Select it there. And this one we just need to mirror one direction. 20 minutes left. Nobody here today anyway, so that's fine. But I think we're getting some neat. I'm okay with it. I feel like these extend out enough that they need to look like they do something. There needs to be a reason why that is extending out. And I think, let's see, hatches are too small. Airlocks. What do they call them? Ports and airlocks. Let's take this. Alt R 7 RZ minus 90. GZ. No. GY. I like that. Cool. And we want something underneath it as well. A good greeble shape that will do something neat. That seems cool. Alt R, S10, maybe not that much, but RZ90, RX90, RX minus 90. Scale it in. X location or Y location of 0. Bring it out. Like that. Let's see what we got. Yep, that's what we got. What does it do? Nothing. Do we love it? Yes, we do. Save. Yep, we're saved. Okay. So we got port on that side, port on that side. Now, it makes 0 sense, but I think given our shape from this world, we need some hanging cables. Let's come back though, and I want to re-add a 0 so I know which one I'm looking at. Here we go. Alt X, Alt X. Okay, so our thing once again is mirrored. And we're going to solo it. Tab to the bottom. Shift G, normal. Select similar. Oh, I'm on there 3. Shift G, normal. And 0.05. Cool. So we've now selected everything, not everything facing down, but a lot of stuff facing down. Now let's see what we get if we do that and then do a random cables. Cable amount 25. Radius is going to be 0.5. Those are huge. And undo that. I did track it. I did scale, right? Yeah. Shift Q, random cables. Cable amount 25, origin seed, max. Limited, sure. Min's going to be hard as well. Is that too many cables or too even? Might be too even for what we're looking for, I think. It's worth a shot, though. Let's look at it on. Yeah, it's cool, but it's not where I want it to be yet. So, okay. It's our first attempt. We're good. Let's delete it. Now, I'm going to apply this again. Tab. And we've got it, right? So now we should get less evenness because it's everything. 7, 9. Turn off our water. B. No, not B. C. C. Shift. So deselect those. Deselect those. Deselect those. Deselect those. And deselect those. Just because. Enter 1, and then Alt-Z, B, deselect those. That might help us a lot. Okay, now Shift-Q, random cables, origin seed. That's better. That's more what I wanted. F9, come back. Number of cables, 50. The more cables you have, the more chaos it is, the less people try to resolve it. So you don't want so many that it breaks up everything you have, but you want enough that it's like, yeah, that's just chaos. And our brain goes, no, not worth my effort to look at it. Radius, is that a little too thick? Yeah, let's see, 0.25. Okay. And F9, and I'm going to go with less. We actually are going to go with 20 because we're going to do it again. Shift Q, cables 20, a different origin seed, and a slightly different scale. So we'll have some different sized ones to go to 0.5. Yep, that's cool. And let's do it one more time. Random cables, origin seed, we'll go limited this time. Island seed, pick it up, and resolution of even bigger, 75, but maybe fewer this time, 10. Like those make no sense, but I think they're good. Okay, cool. Those are cables, Q, convert to mesh, cables, Q, convert to mesh, and cables, Q, convert to mesh. I want to select them all, J, and I think we'll try the yellow for sure to start. C8. Yeah, man, digging it. We're at 119, cool. That is basically working for me. I do think we need a few more things. I want to now select 1B plus plus. Select those. So we have the legs now. It's just the legs. Let's see. And do we want to create some tubes running up and down the legs? Probably. Let's see. Tubes amount 200. Whoa, no. Depth of 0.5. 2. That's just crazy and everywhere and in our face, and we don't like it. How can we fix that? Tubes. 0 cuts. Oh, offset max of 0.2. See if that helps. I think it does. 9, offset of max of 0.05. Some weird ones there, but I'm kind of liking it. Why we only got it on 2 of those panels, but let's see. Seed. There we go. That's more. None. All right. I like these, so let's see where they're at. There's literally none on that one. That's just bizarre. I don't know why that is, but hey. One or tab Alt Z B tab Z Shift Q tubes. I'm out 50. Now there's some on that one too. Okay. And I think I'm just gonna leave them those colors. Just there to break stuff up. That's looking pretty good, I think. I mean, obviously, as I've said, like it completely breaks down if we get close to this thing. It doesn't make any sense. But from a distance, I think that that will read nicely. Now, ocean. Let's take a break from this for a minute and just redo our ocean. Not done rendering. Okay, we have, I'm just underwater. Okay. Let's delete our ocean. Bring our cursor back to the center. Shift A, mesh, plane, and we're going to use the ocean modifier. It just makes sense for something this big. Depth is going to be 50 meters, because why not? Spatial size, 50 meters. Let's go with 100 meters. And we're going to repeat 10 by 10. And that should be a kilometer. And our waves are nowhere near big enough, I don't think. Scale 10. That's too much. 2. 2 I can live with, I think. And the advantage of this is it's a modifier and not something that Blender Guppy's made, so I can leave it and come back to it, and I can adjust it. Let's give it our ocean material. There's no wake. And it's a little repetitive. Let's say 5 and 5 and make our spatial size 200. Does that give me less repetition? think it does. Um, Now, I made this water to be somewhat see-through, and I liked that. Resolution and view. I'm going to set my resolution a bit higher. Let's say 15 by 15. Is that going to give us the microwaves that we want? I think it will without destroying us. Yeah, that looks okay. And let's apply it. And let's see how big we are at. I mean, we're big, but we're not. We're okay. A. Now, can I? Here we go. Let's see. E. This is gonna be big. I want to try and give it some depth if I could. Cool. Extrude. We're gonna make it go minus 50 because that's how deep we wanted our water to be. And now I want to SC0. Flatten it all down. Because what I want to try and do, save it, and operations clean mesh. And let's see what it does. If I can cut the poly count down to the bottom, it doesn't need to be that big, that'd be great. And that's either going to work or I have now, crashed Blender out from this thing. Da 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 da. Windows wants me to reinstall it. When does Windows want me to reinstall? Let's see. My time is going to be 11:58 p.m. tonight. Good. Come on. I knew this was a potential problem. I'll give it another little bit. If you're watching this later, just fast forward through this part. That'll be fine. That's all right. Fine. I know it will finish, but do we need to take it this long? Maybe not. Let's just kill Blender and bring it back. And because we were smart and saved it, this shouldn't be a problem at all. There we go. All right, fine. And I'm going to go to Object and GC, bring it up. So that was the level we said it should be at, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. I mean, I could shrink it down, but it's only 5 million polys. It's not that bad. So I don't know that I need to worry about it. It's just something I was going to do for the heck of it. Close the area. Real quick, let's give ourselves an HDR. And I don't know, what do we want to use? Do we want to go, do we want to play to the tropical or to the cloudy, or, I mean, it has no lights, so I don't think we're going to do like a night scene. I mean, we could add lights, but I don't know that that's a useful use for time. Let's just give it something to see. I don't know this is what it's going to end up as, though. I'm going to import HDR images. These are small is the problem, right? So Pure Sky Kloppheim. It's only 2K, which is probably fine for concept art, but it's kind of cool though. 0. There's our space. I mean, obviously we can take this now if we're going to use this as our camera angle and bring it more over. We have to make it maybe a bit bigger to look from here. That is the problem. There we go. We can set it to now like that though, and we'd be fine. That's our camera angle. Behold the tower. That's pretty cool. And just to see what it would look like differently, let's just pick a open, sea view. We can always come back to something else. And I used like this one yesterday. I've used most of these now at this point, but let's use this one and add. And then we'll rotate our angle to like that. And all right, we're at 32, but we'll take just a second more. Shading, convert to here. And you used to be able to do this the old version inside the freaking add-on, but now I have to do it this way. World, vectors tab, and map it 0.1. There we go. Get rid of this guy. And now we have our layout. And come back, and now I can bring the exposure down, maybe 0.5, even 1. Not up 1, minus 1. And I don't get a sense of the scale so much because you need something else of human size. Like these are reading small enough, it's literally almost impossible just to see that that was our scale. But I can put like a ship in there and it will immediately feel much bigger. And I'll do that for the final, I think. That's not modeling this, that's just tweaking stuff around. Thank you for sticking with me through to the end. Maybe we'll play with this more next week and like come into areas and try to like, hero up like that landing pad or something. That could be kind of fun. Anyway, have a great weekend, everybody. Please, if you have not like and subscribe on my YouTube channel, it helps me feel appreciated and wanted and like I should continue doing these things. I'm going to post the finals up on the social medias. That's a lot of weird pluraling. Anyway, this morning. And yeah, have a great one. Okay. Bye, everybody.